Redford winced, his fingers instinctively finding the fresh bruise blooming beneath his left eye, a dark counterpoint to the fiery glow of the forge. He must have dozed off again, his face meeting the unforgiving edge of the stone table with a bone-jarring thud. It was becoming a bad habit, this nodding off, but the dreams. The dreams were unlike anything he'd experienced before. Waving away the lingering fragments of sleep, he poked at the heart of the forge with a long iron rod. The molten metal hissed and spat, throwing dancing shadows against the rough stone walls of his workshop. It was a humble space, tucked away on the outskirts of the forest in the realm of Aveloria, but it was his. Here, surrounded by the comforting scent of coal and iron, the clang of hammer on steel, he felt most at peace. Yet, the dreams, they were anything but peaceful. Kaleidoscopic visions, vibrant and disorienting, assaulted him each time he closed his eyes. He dreamt of celestial bodies, planets ringed with fire, their surfaces swirling with storms of impossible colors. And then, the spheres, enormous and terrible in their grandeur, would appear. They ripped through the fabric of his dream cosmos, leaving trails of stardust and fire in their wake. Redford, a simple blacksmith, a man of the forge who knew more about the tempering of steel than the mysteries of the cosmos, found himself inexplicably drawn to these visions. They filled him with a sense of awe and unease in equal measure. He remembered one sphere in particular, a colossal entity pulsating with an inner light that shifted and changed, morphing from blinding blue to a deep, ethereal pink. It had crashed into a planet, not with a destructive force, but with a strange, serene grace. And then, the sphere began to break apart, smaller spheres birthing from its core, each one a unique symphony of color and light. Shaking his head, Redford tried to banish the lingering images. It was just a dream, he told himself, the ramblings of a tired mind. But deep down, he couldn't shake the feeling that it was more than that. There was a resonance to these visions, a sense of significance that he couldn't ignore. The next day, while hammering a new set of horseshoes for Old Man Hemlock, Redford recounted his dreams to the old farmer. Hemlock, with his weathered face and knowing eyes, was a man of few words but many stories. He listened patiently, his gaze fixed on the dancing flames of the forge. When Redford finished, Hemlock spoke, his voice raspy with age. "The stars, they speak to some, lad. They whisper secrets on the wind, weave tales in the flames." Redford scoffed, "I'm a blacksmith, Hemlock, not a stargazer." Hemlock smiled, a knowing glint in his eyes. "Perhaps the stars see something more in you, lad. Perhaps they have a tale they need a blacksmith to tell." His words, though cryptic, resonated with Redford. The dreams continued, each one more vivid than the last. He found himself sketching what he saw during his stolen moments of rest, his charcoal drawings a chaotic reflection of the celestial ballet unfolding in his mind. One day, a stranger rode into the village. Tall and cloaked in a deep indigo blue, he carried himself with an air of quiet authority. He sought out Redford, drawn by tales of the blacksmith who dreamt of stars and the dancing of orbs. The stranger introduced himself as Selim, a word that resonated with the chime of celestial bells in Redford's mind. Selim spoke of ancient prophecies and a celestial dance of destruction and rebirth. He spoke of the spheres, not as harbingers of chaos, but as architects of change, their arrival a necessary catalyst for the evolution of the cosmos. Then, Selim revealed his purpose. He had been searching for someone who could translate the language of the stars, someone who could give form to the kaleidoscopic visions. He needed Redford to forge a symbol, a beacon, using the very images the stars had entrusted to him. Redford stared at Selim, a maelstrom of emotions swirling within him. Fear, doubt, and a strange, undeniable sense of purpose. He looked at his calloused hands, hands that knew the weight of a hammer and the heat of the forge, and for the first time, he saw not just a blacksmith, but an instrument of destiny. Taking a deep breath, Redford nodded, "Tell me what the stars want me to build." And so, under the watchful gaze of the stars and guided by the whispers of dreams, Redford the blacksmith, cloaked not in the soot of his forge but in the mantle of destiny, began to forge.